ਪਿਛਲੇ 20 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਾਅ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਮਾਰਕ ਐਂਡ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਲਾਅ ਕਾਰਪੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਲਾਅ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਆਫ BC ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਵੀ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੋਖਾ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੀ ਪੈਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
मैं स्नेह देव हूँ। मैं पंजाबी हिंदी बोलती हाँ।
ਆਪਣੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਕੀਨਨ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਬੁਲਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਲਿੰਡਾ ਮਾਰਕ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ।
Our commitment to you is our professional services with integrity and dedication.
ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 604 588 9800। Once again, welcome back to the program. We are today talking to Dr. Jackson, who is a PhD in lifestyle medicine, and before the break what he emphasized was that there is a dire need to educate ourselves and to have a better lifestyle so that we can cure ourselves of the diseases what we are finding today we are getting engulfed into. Let's talk a little bit more with Dr. Jackson. Yeah, doctor, so as before the break you were talking about water, so what are the other steps which you would like to recommend, and especially the South Asian community, in our community also, heart cholesterol is too high, heart attacks, diabetes and arthritis and all these issues.
One of the other things, principle outside of war, I just use that example in my case, but again you go to nutrition, because we are what we eat.
Yeah.
And we are what we think.
Right.
So we not only have to feed the body, we have to feed the mind. And when you mention those conditions such as cholesterol and diabetes, which are lifestyle diseases.
Right.
When I mention lifestyle, that means those diseases, we do not inherit those diseases.
Right.
We're not born with a cholesterol and born with diabetes.
Absolutely.
We inherit a predisposition, meaning that if mom and dad or our parents, forefathers lived a certain way that precipitated those same diseases, then we follow the same pattern.
Right.
So we got to break that generation. Are you following me? So when we talk about cholesterol, we're dealing with diet, we're talking about diabetes. So the types of foods that we eat
Right.
definitely has a biological effect upon us. Cholesterol, the body produces cholesterol because it's for the nerves. It's for the insulation. It's for the cell integrity. It's
Right.
designed for hormones. The body does that. The liver is in process. But what we take into our body is what increases that. So the types of foods we eat. Now, whether a person believe in eating the way I eat, but all plant foods,
Right.
plant-based food contains no cholesterol.
That's right.
So you can find the cassava, the mangoes, the plant foods, the cilantro,
The vegetables and
vegetable,
everything.
all of that. They don't contain, but the high consumption of animal foods in our
Right,
diet,
right.
that's what produced that. And so we are bombarded every day that we need to consume a large portion of animal food because we need
Proteins.
protein.
Right.
Now, case in point, you find a cow. You know, we're talking about cow milk. Now, that cow milk is designed for that species.
Right.
Because when a calf is born, it weighs something like 70 to 100 pounds.
Right.
It walks immediately.
Yeah.
It reaches 1,000 pounds within 1 year. And because it doubles its birth weight within 47 days.
Right.
But a baby, when you aren't born, we might weigh 7 to 9 pounds.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Takes 12 months to walk, almost 18 years to reach 120 pounds, because within that growth spurt we find protein.
Right.
So it takes 120 days for that to happen. So the protein within animal products is too large molecularly for a person to metabolize.
Right.
So now we predispose ourselves to these diseases, kidney, arthritis, heart disease, and we realize we live in a country, a world, which basically the bottom line is financial.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to try to be political incorrect.
That's right.
But I think people need to be educated
Right.
that they are so responsible to make intelligent choices
Absolutely.
and do not be bombarded with all these commercials,
Information and commercial, yeah.
that we need to begin to have a proper perspective
Right.
and be able to interpret and
Right.
filter these things from a correct. So diet within whether it's the Sikh community, I understand, within the African community, Asian community, I find diet. When I was in this country, South American diabetes, it was simply diet.
Right.
I went from one end to other. I lived with the people, I visited people, and I simply said to the medical community,
Right.
these people, like in the Western world, are starving on a full stomach.
That's right.
Empty calories, processed foods.
Yeah.
And that's what we teach people, how now to replace those foods that are
Right.
not healthy with the healthy food. How to prepare them in a simple way.
Okay.
More vegetables, more fruits, etc.
Okay, so by what means are you reaching the public, and also what has been the response? Because everybody knows we ought to have more vegetables, we ought to drink 8 glasses of water at least. But when it comes to practice, we just go haywire.
Yeah. But well, here we are in this wonderful country. Been here. This would probably be our 15th night.
Okay.
We've had over close to 300 people every night.
Wow.
And they have been coming steadily.
Wonderful.
And so now there are people, and I'm counseling people.
Right.
My wife works with me. She's a doctorate degree in nutrition. And so we are counseling people. Then we build a team where we have follow-up with these folks, actually showing them how to make practical changes. We now, this evening, we have another cooking demonstration.
Right.
Showing the people how to prepare the food.
Right.
How to set up menu planning. We monitor them.
Okay.
And so it's not so much a fact that they hear, but
What they see
but
and,
what they see
right.
and what they do,
Right.
it remains.
Right.
So it's one thing for me to come here and get people excited. Another thing is to engage them
Right.
in how, and we see it happening.
Oh, that's wonderful. Another major epidemic is the obesity, and right now that's a major issue.
Yes.
And right now in the market, there are so many things going around about the diets and all
That's
that.
right.
What is your recommendation? Because many people just get, as you said, through those commercials, they get enticed, and then when
That's
they
right.
just do it, yes, they do find some difference, but then again, they're back, or rather, they are more
Same
overweight.
place. That's right. I will say this, diets don't work. Obesity has provided a good economic base.
Right.
Obesity is a byproduct of lifestyle.
Right.
Therefore, it has to be a choice. It's a lifestyle.
Right.
You don't focus in on dieting. You focus in on being healthy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't get on a diet today and lose pound to gain it over. So it's a lifestyle. My exercise, my water,
Right.
going to bed. It's a changing my mentality
Right.
to understand that, like diabetes, like arthritis, obesity is an effect.
Right.
It is not my focus. So when people come with obesity or whatever the case might be, I said, let's shift our thinking
Right.
to the point you're concentrating on the effect. Let's get to the cause. And diets themselves
Right.
will cause you to lose weight, but you're going to go back in the same way you came if you do not change your thinking
Right.
and your steps.
Wonderful. And it's a complete overhaul, not just picking up one thing and trying
No.
to settle. It's a complete overhaul of the system, starting from your thinking to your diet to your
Most
lifestyle.
definitely. You have to, because we find you cannot separate your
Right.
mind from your body.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Jackson, it was a pleasure having you.
My
Thank you very
pleasure,
much
sir.
for your time.
Thank you very much.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਜੈਕਸਨ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ, ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਐਕਸਪਰਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਬਦੀਲੀ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਦਲਾਅ ਲਿਆਉਣਾ ਪਏਗਾ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਐਪੀਡੈਮਿਕ ਤੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ, ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਕੈਂਸਰ ਅਤੇ ਹਾਰਟ ਅਟੈਕਸ ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ, ਐਸੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਿਆ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਕੀ ਲੋੜ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਜਾ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਜੂਕੇਟ ਕਰਨ ਦੀਆਂ, ਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਖਾਣ ਪੀਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਲਿਆਈਏ, ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਵੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਇਜ਼ ਬੈਟਰ ਦੈਨ ਕਿਉਰ ਜੋ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੀਵੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ, ਜਿਸ ਨਾਲ ਕਿ ਬਾਅਦ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸਮੱਸਿਆਵਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਾ ਜੂਝਣਾ ਪਏ।